Katie, do you have any Ford, do you have any recommendations for books I can read about religion?
Okay. When I was coming out of religion, I read The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. And interestingly enough, since this stream is about Jehovah's Witnesses, he actually quotes and debunks a Jehovah's Witness book in The God Delusion. It was a really fascinating book, definitely worth the read. I think the book that he quotes is How Did Life Get Here by Evolution or by Creation or something like that. He debunks like a couple of pages of it in that book. Really solid book, though. You should read that. All right, let's read this. So Catface Killer sent a $20 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I found your channel about 2 weeks ago and have been binge watching your content. I sincerely applaud your mission to bring these destructive cults out in the open. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. Mr. Delete, take my free money. You deserve it. That is awesome. Phoenix Fire, love the channel. Keep doing what you're doing. You've helped a lot of people. The Gaytheist, I used to be in a cult and I still struggle with black and white thinking. How can I think more in the gray area? Advice, please. Good question. You don't necessarily want to think in the gray area. I would say you're looking for nuance in every situation. Try to identify black and white thinking, not just in yourself, but everywhere. Like, everybody has some kind of black and white thinking. Try identifying black and white thinking more generally in various different arguments. Recognize when people are throwing nuance out the window. If somebody is absolutist, if they're saying, this is just how it is, I don't care if you like it or not, this is what this says, and this is what that says, that's something that should be throwing up red flags. There should be nuance in the conversation. It's really difficult to to try to help you figure it out. But you know what? I'll tell you what, maybe I'll do a video on it at some point. Maybe I'll do a video on identifying black and white thinking. I think that could be really good. So anyway, thank you, The Gaytheist, for the super chat. Mike MC, ideas on future content? Guest, what's different in 2020? Actually, I started my YouTube channel on, I started it in 2016, so it's been damn near 4 years, actually. Come to think of it, I'm coming up on 4 years now. That's awesome. I started out doing PragerU debunks. I haven't done one of those in like 3 years or something, so I figure I'm going to do a PragerU debunk at some point in the near future. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to cover more Jehovah's Witness content, get back to my roots. Riley Masons. My best friend was Jehovah's Witness, and I was openly atheist. She lived far from the Kingdom Hall, and sometimes the weather was bad. How would meetings work for her? That's a good question. I actually knew some people who lived in the middle of nowhere in the Netherlands or something. Out in the woods in the Netherlands. So they had to take an airplane to get to the nearest town, type of middle of nowhere. And people were like, how does that work, being a Jehovah's Witness? And the answer is, for the most part, from my understanding, I've heard that they go to the Kingdom Hall once a month instead of once a week, and they focus heavily on family worship. And sometimes they connect with them through the phone. Like the other people, they all connect with the congregation through the phone. Some areas just straight up don't really have congregations. In fact, Europe, I think last year, not 2019, but 2018, I think saw net negative growth in some European countries. Like they lost people net in some European countries. So that was a good sign. But yeah, that's how it works, interestingly enough. Nervardia, congrats, mate, on 144,000. Thank you. It's awesome. More subscribers than there are people going to heaven. So pretty awesome. D's, what do you think of the Light of the World Church? Haven't heard of that one, I don't think. Maybe I've heard of it, but I don't. Maybe I just, yeah, it's possible I've heard of it, but I don't know enough about it to talk on it at the moment. I appreciate the super chat. That is awesome. I'll have to look more into it. KSA Dark Ace, $1. Thank you, Dark Ace. I appreciate that.